Yeah, never done this before, so I'm gonna apologize in advance. Yeah, okay, here we go. I spy with my little eyes something that gon' make me jump around and make me fly. Yeah, here we go again. Oh yeah, I cannot lie. Oh yes, my lord, yeah, I can't deny. So I raise my voice and I'll give you all my testify. Yeah, I said I'ma raise my voice, I'll shout it to the sky. You're an amazing guy, you're the source of all my life. Yeah, your love, it's so good, it's so kind, baby, it's alright. Hey guys, welcome to 3 a.m. Thoughts. Yeah, this is your boy Asiago coming at you live. Yeah, so it's a little experiment I did there. I think I did pretty good myself, if I say so myself. Anyways, so this was just a little intro. More to come in the next segment. Yeah, here we go. I really hate birds. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna start off this podcast today. I really hate birds. They're stupid. They're freaking completely useless. Like, what's the whole point of birds? Like, all they do is just fly around all day. Just taunting me in the sky. Like, oh, look at me, we have wings. We can fly around. Oh, you're stuck in traffic. Have fun with that, loser. I can just fly over. And I'm like, well, screw you. And they're like, oh, screw you too. And they just crap all over my car, and I'm like, really? They're like, suck it, sucker. And I'm like, I hate these damn things. That's all they do. That's all these freaking sky rats. That's all they do. They fly around and they just freaking poop on your stuff, and then hell, and then sometimes they like to bother me. They like to take it a step further sometimes, and they just like fly towards my window. I'm over here just having a nice peaceful rest. I'm just trying to get my 6 hours of sleep in, and then all of a sudden I hear a bunch of thuds on my door. I'm thinking, oh man, the neighbor's kids. He's probably freaking throwing rocks in my damn window again. And I look out, it's a bunch of birds trying to freaking fly through my window, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And then these birds are like, oh, I don't know, you know us birds, we got bird brains. We don't know what the difference between a window, a freaking closed window, and the open sky. I just try flying through, and I'm like, really? Damn, these damn things. And it's not just my window. Shoot, it's like sometimes I'll be stuck in traffic in the freaking freeway, which is for me a rare occasion at this moment in time. And then a freaking bird just tries to fly into the damn window or the windshield, and bam, it just hits it. It just hits it, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And again, it's just like, oh, I thought it was open sky. Lol. I'm like, what? My God. And it doesn't even end there. It doesn't even end at the flying and the taunting and all these other things. These damn birds, they're a bunch of spoiled brats. Like my mom and my sister. They have this really nice looking birdhouse outside, and I'm like, why do birds need a birdhouse? Like, first of all, they can't even live in that. like literally, it's food storage. It's like a birdhouse is just an over-glorified pantry. Like why is it called a house? They can't even go inside it. Now, I get there's some of them where they can't go inside, but then what's the point, though? They're free-range sky animals. Like, what's the whole point? And they don't even appreciate it either, because they'll just crap on that, too. And above that, freaking, they'll just, above that, they're flying in and out. Hell, sometimes they'll just fly and never come back. And I'm like, I built this nice house for you with my own two hands, and you're not even gonna appreciate it. You're gonna come over here and just kind of look at it and be like, oh, yeah, nice. It's crap, and just fly away. Oh my God. It doesn't even end there either. Remember when I said over-glorified pantries? Well, Jesus Christ. Freaking the thing about these over-glorified pantries is that, they'll come over here, and they'll just eat it all up and not even appreciate you for it, not even give me any kind of single thanks. No, they'll just eat it all up, in like freaking one day, and I had to go out there and refill it. And you know what happens? Shoot, they just do the same thing again. They're so ungrateful. They just take it for granted. And then above that, whenever you point it out to them, like, hey, can I get a thanks for feeding you, even though you can get your own damn food on your own? They're like, oh yeah, here's your thanks, and they crap all over my truck. And I'm like, I hate birds. They're so useless. That's all they do is they crap, they fly, and they just act stupid. Like, don't even get me started on freaking birds. It doesn't now those are just the regular flying types like pigeons and stuff. No, it goes beyond that. Yeah, now let's get to more obscure birds like ostriches. Shoot, yeah, those suckers, they can't even fly and they call themselves birds. They're ugly as hell. They're like, well, we're the prime animal of Australia, mate. Look at us. What else can you find us, ostriches? Yeah, try to catch up to me, mate. And I'm over here just trying to explore and take in all the goodness of the Australian wildlife, of the Australian open prairies. And I'm like, wow, this looks really nice. And then I just see one of them running, and I'm like, oh, what the hell is that? And they're like, ha, mate, I'm over here running. I'm bringing you a view, mate. Look at me. Look how fast I can run, mate. I bet I can outrun your car. And then I take them up on that challenge, and I'm like, oh, okay, shoot, yeah, I'll take you up. Let me bring my truck over. Then I realized I left my truck in America, so I had to go freaking borrow a car just because an ostrich challenged me to freaking race. And then not only that, the freaking car breaks down, and then it taunts me by keeping on running. And oh my god. Oh my god, those things. Now they're ugly, they're tauntive, and hell, let's go further down south. I was already pretty down south, but let's go even further down south. Let's go to the South Pole, brother. Where the penguins live. And then over here, you got the penguins again. More flightless birds. Like, how can you even call yourself birds if you can't even fly? That's the whole definition of a freaking bird. And then freaking, they're over here just sliding around, having a good time, thinking they all cool, because they literally live in a cool place. And then they're over here looking all fly, because that's pretty ironic for birds that can't fly, but they're looking all fly because they pretty much got tuxedos printed on them. So you can imagine they're ready for just about anything. They're over here like, hell yeah, I'm looking all nice, looking all slick. Shoot, every time I pull up in the church, all the churchgoers go, oh yeah, look at him. And that's another thing though, is that they don't even try it. And they just grab everyone's attention. They're like, oh, look at that little penguin there. Oh, he's so cute. He looks so nice. It's like he's always wearing a damn tuxedo. And I'm like, ugh, like it's just a stupid flightless bird. All he does is slide around. He doesn't do anything cool. He kind of looks cool, but that's about it. Oh my god. And then, damn. And you know what? Know how uncool they are? They get eaten by polar bears. Of all things, how are you gonna be sliding around, and just get eaten by a polar bear? I bet Polar Blast has a blast for eating you. But God, just birds, man, birds. God, and you know what? I think we need another asteroid to come down and freaking and just obliterate another kind of asteroid from the dinosaur times. Come and obliterate more birds. Yeah, because because I don't say that asteroid that hit 65 million years ago. I don't say it killed all the dinosaurs. No, we all know deep inside and from scientific research, the dinosaurs were all just giant birds. Yeah, they weren't giant lizards, they were giant birds. And oh my god, let me tell you what. And I hate birds so much. If I was God, yeah, I would also send a freaking asteroid to come down, and we just wipe out almost the entire population of birds. My god, like T-Rexes, giant ostriches, yeah, you're dead. Freaking what else? Pterodactyls? First of all, you can't even spell your name right. And also your birds, yeah, you're dead too. I'm like, these birds, man. These birds, they just all gotta die. Oh yeah, here's another type of bird, freaking ducks. Yeah, ducks. All they do is just quack all day. They're over here thinking they're all like, cool, going and they always and like they're just so annoying. They're annoying and they're pretty grumpy all the time. Because they're over here giving you a hard time. And then if you don't give them a piece of bread, they're just gonna keep standing there and keep quacking at you. I'm like, I'm trying to enjoy my sandwich, and they're like, give it up, fool. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, fine, here you go, take it, stop bothering me. and they take the bait, and you would think after giving them a piece, they would finally shut up and they would finally go away. No, no, siree, no, siree, Bob, no. They freaking come back for more. They're like, oh, so you're gonna give me some more? And I'm like, no. And not only that, they call up their backup friends. They're like, hey, everybody, this guy's got a sandwich. Yeah, come on, everybody, come on, let's all quiet. He's gonna give us some food, brother. Wait. And I'm like, no, get away from me. I'm just trying to enjoy my sandwich and at the park, looking at you guys, because there's nothing else to look at out here, and you guys want to freaking eat my food. Like, what? You guys are wild animals. Can't you just eat your own food? Can't you go out and just get your own food? Why don't you just go get eaten by the local alligators, man? My God. These damn birds, brother. These damn birds. I hate birds. That's all they do. They just quack. They fly around, or even when they don't fly around, they're just being useless. They're just being useless things. But you know what though? In the midst of all these birds that I do hate, there is one kind of bird that I do like, and that's chickens. I mean, sure, yeah, they're pretty scared, and they're pretty stupid too. I mean, hell, you cut one of their heads off, and like, that expression, running around like a chicken with his head cut off? Well, it's actually pretty damn true. Have you ever seen a chicken run around with his head cut off? Like, it's so stupid that it doesn't even know it's dead. It's over here running around and be like, oh, where do I go? Oh, wait a second, where's my head? Wait a second, I can't see where I'm going. And it's all going like, it's literally an insult within itself. Freaking we call people chicken, or we call people, well, yeah, again, yeah, that's a very insult, chicken, and they're just walking insults over here, like, and they're pretty annoying too. And what else is pretty damn weird? Like, why the hell, of all animals, why do chickens have their nutsack on their freaking beak? Like, I can't be the only one seeing this, right? Now, I'm gonna break character for a second. Okay, I know it's called a snood, and I know it's like, I know it's not actually a ball sack, but come on, let's play around. Let's play with me for a second. Anyways, okay, that didn't sound too well, but you know what I mean. Just play along. Anyways, yeah, and the same for turkeys. More flightless birds. Again, yeah, that's the deal with, okay, yeah, chickens and turkeys. They're the only two kind of birds I actually kind of like. And here's the thing: they're both flightless birds. I mean, they can kind of like fly around for they can kind of hop around for like a second, but they can't really fly because they're too damn fat. Like, how are you gonna call yourself a bird and be too fat to fly? Like, by that point, you're just called food. And actually, as a matter of fact, that's exactly what they are. And again, they both got their freaking ball sacks on their damn beaks, and I'm like, why of all places do you have ball sacks on your beak? And I'm like, well, it turns out I'm guessing that must be like a sign from God that we can eat these creatures, or that they probably taste the best. Because I mean, think about it. They're the only two like birds with the ball sacks on their freaking with the balls in their face. And then we also eat them on every single day or every single Thanksgiving. And I'm like, well, damn, I think that makes a lot of sense. Like, guys, like, even God hates these damn creatures so much that He gave them a humiliating face so we can know, oh, okay, that's the one we gotta kill. Bang! God, man, freaking birds, man. Chickens are, for one hand, although they're the only time they're ever like likable, the only time they're ever useful is whenever they're laying eggs, giving you some breakfast there, or whenever you just dump them in the fryer, and then you put them in a bucket later, and you're like, hey, finger looking good, and then like turkeys, And don't let me get started on turkeys, man. They're so annoying too. I mean, that's a common thing about birds. It's funny. I think I know why they're called birds now. They're called birds if they're annoying as hell. Because the damn thing is that like freaking birds, not all of them can fly, but all of them do make freaking annoying sounds. And oh yeah, I just got reminded of something. My ADHD brain thought this something. Ostriches, those things are so damn stupid. Yeah, stupid. That whenever they see a predator, okay, so let's say you're a giant animal with really fast running legs. You can run pretty damn fast. And what do you do when you see a predator? typically you would want to run, right? You know, because you don't want to die. But these damn things are like, I'm retarded. You know, oh, there's a predator. Oh, what do I do? I know. I'm gonna hide my face in the sand. They're freaking like, and they just dump their face. No, not just their faces. They dump their entire head through the ground and just stick their head in the ground. Like, huh? Like, how is that a good kind of defense mechanism? Like, that's completely useless. That's completely stupid. Like, you're just by that point you're just asking to die. I'm not sure how we even still have ostriches if they all do that every time they see a prey. My God. So, anyways, back to turkeys. They just got, you know, they're so damn annoying. Like, really? Like, huh? Like, what the hell are you even saying? Like, that doesn't even sound like a bird. That sounds like a freaking alien, brother. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're aliens. I mean, they're pretty big, you know, for just over glorified chickens. My God. You know, and again, just like with chickens, you know, I kind of like them, but only when they're dead. You know, only whenever you just put them in the fryer or put them in the oven or you put them in the freaking like a electric fryer or whatever, or whatever or the smoker, however you cook them. That's the only time they're ever good. My God. Oh yeah, have you ever noticed too that whenever we cook chickens and turkeys, like we cut their heads off and we don't serve the head. Of course, because nobody wants to eat something that where a ball sack has been. My God. Anyways, that's my little rant for birds. I freaking hate birds, as you couldn't already tell. I hate them. All they do is just be a big nuisance. Either they're flying around and crapping on all your stuff, or they're just annoying you by begging for your food, or they're just being retarded works of nature, or they're just being, or they're being like annoying as hell, useless as hell until you cook them. Yeah. Oh yeah, actually, you know, speaking of which, there's another bird that I'm thinking about. There's the American bald eagle. Now, you know, when I look at this bird, I think, oh, you know, this guy's pretty tough. You know, he looks pretty damn cool, kind of, actually. You know, and he's over here just flying around, just being like, you know, the representation of the American spirit. You know, free roaming. You know, not afraid of anything. You know, he's got eyes. You know, he's got eyes that can catch his prey. You know, he can go around and just be like, oh, you know what? You know, if I see something I want, I'm gonna take it. Because, you know, that's how I be. And I think, damn, you know, that's a great representation of America. You know, right there. You know, we're tough, and if we want something or if we love something enough, we're gonna fight for it. You know, there's nothing that can stop us. Well, first of all, that doesn't describe how America is anymore. First of all, second of all, why the hell is it called a bald eagle? It's got feathers. Like, it's in no way bald. You know, I don't look at freaking an American bald eagle and I don't think, hey, look, it's Uncle Larry in the sky. You know, he's not bald. You know, like, it's like, I mean, I have hair, but he's got feathers. He's got feathers all over it. I'm like, that's not what you call bald. Like, whoever named it bald eagle, you know, it must be bald and retarded. He must have been so like retarded and so sad of his own baldness. That freaking, he was like, oh, I'm so sad. I'm bald. Everybody thinks I'm ugly. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna name this bird the bald eagle so everybody can like me for once. What? Still nobody likes me. Oh, whatever. You know, it's maybe probably something like that. You know, you never know. You weren't there. So, anyways, shoot. Like, what else? Oh yeah. Then you got like hawks. You got birds like hawks and falcons. Now, you know, those are pretty cool names, and those are pretty cool looking birds too. Let me tell you that. But the thing is that like why, like, I don't know, like, something doesn't strike me right when it comes to falcons and hawks. Like, I mean, they look pretty cool, you know, they sound pretty cool going, rah! You know, freaking, oh yeah, they can go ahead and catch, you know, a small prey and eat them. You know, I'm like, okay, you know, these are pretty cool birds. You know, think I would like these birds too. But no, because that's all they do. They're just savages. I mean, they look cool. They compose themselves kind of cool when they're in front of people. They're like, oh, look at us. We are pretty nice birds here. Look at me standing on this weird arm thing of my master here. Yeah, my claws are so sharp and they're so dangerous that my master has to wear an armband. And if he doesn't wear this armband around his arm, I could easily cut off his arm. I could easily cut you up too. But you know what? I could easily eat up a small child if I wanted to. But you know what? I'm not gonna do that because I'm too cool. I'm too cool for you. And you're not cool enough for me. These damn birds are damn prideful as hell. They're the douchebags of bird kind. Like, that's all they do, is that they're so cool that it's gotten to their heads. Oh my god, they need their own special this, they need their own special that, and whenever people are around them and see them, they're like, whoa, look at that, that's so cool. Oh my god, yeah, look at that, look, it's catching its prey. Oh, look at the way it flies, look at the noise it makes. Wow, it's so damn cool. And oh my god, as you get to these birds' heads, and they think they're better than everyone. They may not crap in my car, but they'll still freaking just hone its claws at me, going, I can cut you up at any time if I wanted to, but I won't, because you're not cool enough for me. And I'm like, oh, I'm not cool enough for you. I'll show you what's cool enough. I'll be going here trying to pick a fight with it. And then the guards freaking escort me out of the zoo. And I'm like, really? Come on, man. God. Actually, speaking of the zoo, I've been to the birdhouse a couple times. And I do mean only a couple times. There was one time I've been to the birdhouse because, I was like 3, and my parents took me into the birdhouse to look at the pretty birds. But there was another time where I went before I actually started hating birds, and then I remember seeing the parrots. Parrots are freaking weird, man. So it's kind of cool how they look all fruity, how they look all colorful and stuff. How they can actually kind of talk. It's pretty damn cool when you think about it. But then I'm over here thinking, why are they in all these pretty damn colors? Same with toucans and all that stuff. Why? Well, what's the whole point of being colorful? Maybe it looks appealing to the eye, but you gotta think of it. They're trying. The whole point of freaking colors on an animal is so it can blend in with its environment. So it's camouflage. What kind of freaking habitat you have to be living in, where it's all super duper colorful? Even if they live in the tropical forest where there's a whole bunch of kinds of fruits growing off of every tree, how the hell is a bright blue bird with a bunch of red and green and yellow spots all over it and a little bit of zebra stripes on it? How the hell is that supposed to blend in with anything? I know it's a bird and it can probably just fly away from prey if it wants to, but then again, what if it's trying to fly away here and it's thinking, oh, I'm flying away, you can't catch me. And then a monkey just swings by on a vine, and then a freaking just catches it, going, ooh, I got food. Wait a second, I don't eat birds. I'm gonna eat it anyways. I'm dead. My God, these, how can it be so stupid that you can't even camouflage right? Brother, why can't you just be like every other normal animal? It'd be pretty cool if you're actually camo design, but having that crazy design, you're not gonna blend in very well. Even at night, I'm still gonna see you. Oh yeah, and here's another thing. Freaking you guys like to talk a lot. You guys like to chat. You're like, Polly, want a cracker? That's more of a parakeet, but still, yeah, those two. Yeah, freaking parakeets and parrots. They like to talk a lot of smack. They like to talk a whole lot of smack. And I hate them for that. I really do, because I'm over here I'm over here at the zoo. I'm just trying to look at them, being like, oh wow, look, that must be pretty cool. I bet every single pirate had them. And the bird's like, F you. Well, I'm not gonna say the F word because I don't like saying it. But you know what? Yeah, but it'll start cussing me out. Freaking, it'll start calling me all these names, call me stupid and all that. And I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? I like the shark balls. And I'm like, what? And they're saying all these weird things. Oh my God. And I'm like, who taught you that? And they're like, you're a loser. You're a loser. And I'm like, oh, that's it. Wait until I get to the other side of that cage. I'm gonna show you. And I'm gonna show you who's boss. I'm gonna show you who's the real loser here. I'm not the one entrapped inside a cage. Oh my God. Freaking these damn things. Man, they like to talk a lot of smack. They really like the inside fights. A lot of fights that I can't win because first of all, they'll just fly around and they'll just crap in my face. But another reason is because I can't get into the other side of the cage. I mean, trust me, I tried. Last time I tried, I ended up pushing a kid off into the gorilla pen, and then that gorilla got shot. Rest in peace, Harambe. But anyways, so. Okay, so what other birds are there? Okay, let's see. Let me think. Hummingbirds. Okay, here hummingbirds are pretty damn weird. So they're pretty damn small, for what they are. But at least they can fly. So at least they actually fit the definition of a bird at which they can fly. And for what I know, the only sounds they make are kind of like humming sounds. I never heard a hummingbird. I've never seen a hummingbird in my life. But one thing's for sure, it's got one weird hell of a beak. It's like a needle, and I'm like, did the people of ancient times, like, did they used to harness like freaking hummingbirds and just like harness them specifically for their freaking like needle like freaking like beaks and just use them as like freaking like syringes or whatever back then? I mean, I kind of doubt that, but that'll be kind of cool to think about, but kind of weird to think about at the same time. But anyways, it's got this really really weird beak, and it's over here freaking just like pecking at things. It's pecking at all my fruit. And I'm over here trying to grow a decent sized grapefruit tree and a lime tree and even in a banana and an orange tree in my backyard. And they come over here and they just go pecking along at all my freaking fruits. And I'm like, really? Like, stop doing that. I'm trying to grow these fruits so I can eat them later, so I can make juice with it. I'm not trying to make holes in it so a damn worm can freaking go inside it. No, I'm like, I want to eat these. And the hummingbird's like, well, you're screw you. You're stupid. I don't like you very much. I'm just gonna go ahead and just pick at all your fruit. That's cool with you. And I'm like, no, that's not cool with me. And it just goes over here ruining all my fruits. Making access points for all the bugs to get in. And I'm like, you suck. My God. But they're my mom's favorite kind of bird, so I can't really do anything about it if I see them. Actually, speaking of backyard birds, back where I used to live, I used to see blue jays all the time, and I'm like, oh, that looks pretty cool. Kind of like from that cartoon, that popular cartoon everybody watches or used to watch because I don't think it airs anymore. Freaking, I'm like, oh damn, that looks pretty damn cool. I can see why it's called Blue Jay. I mean, it's definitely blue, and it definitely looks like its name would be Jay, or at least start with a J. It just looks all too cool. But the thing is, though, it's just like, my problem with blue jays. So they like that's all they do. They just like to look cool. They don't like to fly around. At least they don't crap on things. But but that's the thing though. Like they just stand there. They just like to stand there looking cool. Now it may be cool like if you're just at the workplace or whatever, and they just kind of like pop in next to the window and you get to look at them for a few seconds before they just fly away. But then back at my old house, freaking they'll appear like right in the peak of the morning, and I'm over here just trying to sleep. And then freaking all of a sudden my dogs are just barking like crazy. And I'm like, what the hell are you barking at? Is there an intruder? And they're like, no, look outside. There's a blue jay. And I'm like, huh? And I look outside, and it's just standing there. My dog will be like, I would let my dog outside and be like, sick 'em beast, and then he'll go out there and try to jump at the bird. He'll just stand there, and I'm like, really? Like, you see these big old animals freaking jumping almost high enough to go catch you, but you're still just gonna stand there. What are you, a suicidal bird or something? Are you lazy? Like, what? You just not care? My God, like damn blue jays, man. God, and I hadn't seen the red variant either, but I'm pretty sure they're the same way. They just like stand there thinking they're all cool, just just standing there, and being like, neat. My God. Okay, so let's see what other birds can I think about? Okay, vultures. Yeah, vultures and buzzards. I'm not sure if those are the same thing, but let me tell you what. I forgot which one it was that I saw. Actually, here's the thing about vultures. They're disgusting as hell. Like, first of all, you are lazy. And I do mean top tier, low tier, lazy. That you can't even go out and hunt your own food. No. No, you don't go out and hunt your own food. No, you wait till something else shoot something or hunt something down. You wait till somebody else does the work for you. Then you come down and then you eat the remains. Like, okay, look, first of all, okay, I know it's the wild. I know they have to kill things to eat them. Okay, that's not that's not the part I find disgusting. What I find disgusting is that like when they start rotting and decomposing and start growing mushrooms, they still like to eat it then. I'm like, huh? And like they're just like, you guys are gross. You guys are lazy and you guys are gross. And not only that, they look gross. Like I remember one time I was trying to leave my house to go to school one day, and then I just saw one in the middle of the street eating a dead possum, and it was the ugliest thing I saw. I thought, oh god, is that a demon from hell? What is this ugly, disgusting, dark creature, with all black wings and a truly bald freaking head? I don't know why that's not called a bald bird, but then like it's got these eyes that just pierce through your soul, and it just looks like it's already half dead. I mean, that's probably why it eats dead things, because it's probably already dead itself. But I'm like, oh my god, like this thing is ugly. I just want to run it over. Like, can I run it over? Like, how heavy is it? If I run it over, if it tries to fly away, will it break my windshield? My god, it was just like the most horrid sight I ever saw. Oh my god. Like, and I was like, you know what? I'm not taking any chances with this damn thing. I'm driving the other way. I'm taking the long way to go to school. Hell, like, screw this. Like the hell with you. I'm not dealing with you right now. Hell, freaking not. Oh my god. So, anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say about birds. As you can tell, I hate birds. I don't like birds. If I was God, I would send in another asteroid to destroy all the birds. But the problem with that is that I'll also be destroying everything else too. So, thankfully God has not done that. Anyways, hopefully in the next segment, I could talk about something better than birds. God, I hate saying their name. I hate saying birds. Anyways, okay, see you all in the next segment. Here we go. It's finally a relief to finally get off the topic of birds. I hate birds, man. Like, okay, well, that was kind of that. Like, that entire thing was kind of a joke, but still, like, okay. So enough of that, kind of joke rant there. I just thought it'd be kind of funny to just, make a big deal about something that's very mundane. But anyways, so. My next segment here. So it's kind of an actual rant, but it is also just kind of a concern. Just my little thoughts about technology. Now, not just any technology. I'm talking stuff like AI, or replacing, basic human jobs or basic human like functions, with just like machines and all that. I'm talking like self-driving cars or those little stupid robots that go around taking inventory, on the aisles at Walmart and stuff like that. Like I just have a bit. I have a really big problem with it. I'm gonna sound like a boomer, but like I don't like robots. Like, I mean, that's ironic. I'm 22. I'm 22 years old. Inside this like freaking future era, where basically like having robots everywhere, it's starting to become more of a normal thing. And then like I just don't like it. I just don't like them. Really more specifically, I don't like. I don't like the freaking like the robots that just act on their own, with their own little brains and stuff like that, their own little AI. Like whether you make them too dumb or too smart, I really don't like it. Like, I prefer, if we're gonna have any kind of robot, have it manned by an actual person, because like here's the thing, a robot can't robots can do a lot of things, and they can do a lot of things that would typically be harder for a person to do. But the thing is that like I don't believe, and I don't care how rich you are, I don't care how efficient you make a robot, even if basically you just make like a Terminator robot, that does, well, instead of terminating people, and instead like just does like basically it's your slave. Like in like basically, yeah, you just make a Terminator, a robot that's basically like has the entire like functionality of a human being. Hell, it can even have even like mental wise, is even like the AI is very close to that of an actual human mentality. And if you just make that your slave, even then though, like, I don't know, by then again, by the time you get to that point, it starts getting really, really creepy, because like by that point, like you're basically making human beings. And oh god, it's so damn creepy. But I'm gonna start from the beginning here. So years after God kicked Adam and Eve out of the freaking Garden of Eden, whether you believe that or not, I'm just trying to start at the very, very, very beginning. So basically, basically mankind was just left off. They kind of fend for itself. Because like, okay, we're no one's gonna hold our hand through the whole process anymore. We have to, survive on our own. We're in this harsh planet. Full of all these damn like animals and obstacles and stuff like that. We have to find a way, to make our way around. We have to find a way, to live through life. And the way we did that is over time we would create some simple machines. We had to create simple machines. And then and it kind of all started, or at least this is this is my theory, is that maybe like it all started long ago. Whenever a caveman was like, oh, ooga 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 booga booga booga. I'm not sure. I'll speak caveman, but anyways, so freaking caveman's over here, just walking around, just hunting things, because that's what cave people do. And then and it just spots a really cold rock, and it's like ooga ooga booga booga. And it thinks that rock's pretty damn cool. But the problem is that like he wants to take it home, but he can't take it home because it's too heavy. And then he just gets all depressed, hunts some ancient chicken, and then just goes home and cries. And then freaking, so what do you do about that? Well, that was from that, like even way in the beginning of like mankind's history, like freaking, like mankind had to find some kind of mankind has to innovate things to make things happen. Like Ooga Booga. Ooga Booga wants to freaking take that cool looking rock home. How the hell is he gonna do that? Well, Ooga Booga starts thinking. Ooga Booga's like, Ooga Booga loga duga chicken mugga duga maga booga laga duga. And I can't speak caveman, but I'm pretty sure he's thinking, oh, I got an idea. Okay, so smooth thing, easy to move. So if I get the chisel here and I make it smooth and all sides, it will roll easy. It will move very easy to cave. And and freaking, I don't know why I made it sound kind of Jamaican there, but there you go. Freaking, he's like, okay, I got this idea. I'm gonna make all the sides, very smooth, and so I can easily move it to the house, or to the cave, I mean. And then so it does that, and by doing that, the caveman accidentally invents the wheel. And from there on, technology just evolves there. And here's the thing, the technology has gone through a lot of evolution, which brings a lot of revolution to our lives. And I hear a lot of people not a lot of people. I remember hearing this one guy, saying, "Oh, well, you can tell how much humanity has evolved in the past, 200 years. See, our lifespans have gone are so much longer now. We're so much more healthier. We can see better. We can make better food and stuff like that." And I'm like, I don't really necessarily think that's evolution. That's more like technological revolution. Because you gotta think, the last 200 years, from 1821 to 2021, like a lot of freaking technological advances have happened, in that small period of time. and that's the thing, even way back then, freaking like all these technological advances, like, even if they don't make a giant impact right away, if someone invents something and that thing exists, eventually, that thing is going to evolve into something, that we all know today. I can't specifically think of any examples. Let's see. Well, let's come up with one. Okay, so the washboard. Very freaking simple. Like literally, it's just a rigged board that you use to wash clothes on. And eventually, and for the longest time, people would just kind of, use that, like, okay, you got the washboard, all right, let me wash your clothes here, and then throughout time, it's been pretty much the same, because it took a long time for people to actually harness electricity, first of all, and then after doing that, it took people a long time to realize, okay, what if we made a machine yeah, a machine. Not like one of these big machines you see in the industrial parks, but something smaller, something more compact, something that can like fit inside. Like something that can theoretically fit inside your house, but we're gonna make an entire freaking like store-ish thing. Where people can use a bunch of these. What if there's like a small machine that can easily clean your clothes? And then they invent that, and eventually that washboard, and the concept from that thing eventually evolves into what we know as a washing machine, and other things of the sort, or like freaking carriages, wagons and carriages, freaking I mean, again, and it starts off with that freaking invention of the stone wheel. And then people centuries later are like, what, we got the stone wheel, but what if we made that out of something that's easier to build? Like, what if we made that out of wood? And they're like, wood? Are you crazy? And they're like, well, yeah, we can make a whole bunch of these even faster, and they'll be easier to make. And besides, if we invent this, if we can make it more, widespread, if we can make it, we can just make it more widespread and stuff, it'll make things happen. And that's the whole point of inventions. Inventions are just to make things happen, or to make things easier, or happen easier. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no matter what you do, all these inventions are meant to make things happen, or make things happen easier, or just make the whole experience of life overall easier, whether for your generation or future generations. Now, then you got the freaking wheel, and they're like, okay, so now we got this entire cart made entirely out of wheels. So some people in parts of the world are like, okay, Ching Chong San over here, is gonna wear his Chinese sombrero, and then he's gonna pull the cart. He's gonna pull the cart. Like he's gonna run like a Chinese man run. Or freaking other parts of the world, they're like, okay, you know what? Instead of having a man, pull a cart around, why don't we get a horse to do it? Yeah, because horses are pretty damn tough. They're pretty damn big too, and we like to ride them, as is. So what if we got one or two horses to pull a carriage for us? Okay, yeah, you're starting to sound a bit legit here. And then that's exactly what they do. They're like, okay, there we go, horse and carriage. And they're like, okay, I got a better idea. What if? Okay, so here's the thing about horses is that maybe one, maybe two people can ride them at a time. And they move pretty fast. But the problem is that like, what if you're not necessarily moving, a whole bunch of luggage? What if you're moving like a family around? Like, how do you get, like, and you say you got a little Billy over here, he's just dumb, he doesn't know how to ride a horse, or I don't know how to ride a horse, so don't think I'm telling people dumb for not knowing how to ride a horse. But anyways, but then you got little Sally over here, she's too weak to ride a horse, and then you got Miss Mary over here, your wife, and then freaking like she doesn't like riding horses because she's too scared, and you're the only person who knows how to freaking ride a horse. So you're like, let's see. I want to take all of our possessions. I want to take my family with me, to the next city over. But I don't want to carry everything. Let's see. We got 2 carriages. But how the hell are we gonna do this? So like they get that carriage, and they're like, okay, what if we made one just for people? So they do that, and they're like, okay, this is a way we can get around. And people start using that for long distances. People start using that in the cities. Shoot. And then eventually, some German, a couple of German, freaking smarties over here, they're like, okay, so you see the carriage here. What if we didn't need horses, to operate it? Like, no, and I'm not talking about making a person pull it either. What if it could move on its own? And so, so they're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to invent this thing. This thing here. It's a combustion, and it's a combustible engine. You pull a lever, you press a button, and to make things happen. It starts moving on its own. It starts being powered up, and then it just starts doing all these things, and the cart moves by itself. How about that? And then someone's like, well, how are you gonna move the carts? There's no horses. We can't tell them to go left or right. We can't tell them to stop. And they're like, oh, well, that's simple. We got a wheel inside the cart that you can use to turn around. And then we got something called a brake, which doesn't break anything, but it stops the carriage right in its place, like a horse would, without having to say the word whoa. So, and then there you go. The freaking automobile is invented. And then even with the automobile, there's like throughout even just like this last century, it just went through so many different shapes, trials, and changes, and freaking from the addition of seatbelts to air conditioning to radios, you know, and like to how fast it can go, to freaking like just this durability and stuff, you know, like again, that's the whole point of like technology and inventions and stuff. In machinery, it's meant to make things happen. It's meant to make things go forward. It's meant, you know, to benefit society, or you know, or for the most part. And you know, and this is the thing. Like, so we already done this. So we already went through the whole, you know, industrial revolution stuff. So it's not like we need a, you know. So it's, again, we're already using fossil fuels. You know, we're already using trains and coal and all that. As a matter of fact, shoot, like nowadays, shoot, we got planes, you know, that run off jet fuel and stuff like that. We got, you know, we got freaking cars, you know, driving everywhere on the freeways and stuff. But we got freaking freaking boats, you know, and all that kind of stuff. You know, we got all these forms of transportation now, you know, so we don't really need another industrial revolution. But through the past, like maybe 30, 40, maybe even 50-ish years, you know, we've been going through a technological revolution. And, you know, and again, like even from 1971 onward, yeah, like, you know, like quite a bit has changed in the technology department. Like, and I'm not just talking about little things like televisions and the introduction of cell phones and stuff like that, or even just the internet. Like, I'm talking about just like how, let's see, well, how much those very things have evolved and become very involved in our lives. And that's the whole thing. These things have evolved and then became involved, so involved in our lives that, like, pretty much like modern society, or at least in the first world, you know, like really revolves around a lot of this stuff. So, you know, you want to be all progressive. You want to try to, like, you know, make technology the next industrial revolution. You know, want to try to propel, you know, the human race forward. Well, the next logical step is, okay, you know, these machines, these you know, all this technology, these digital things and whatever. What if, well, hey, hear me out here. What if we made them smarter? Yeah, what if we made them smarter? And what if we made them more efficient? You know, there's nothing that, you know, what if we made these things so smart, in fact, that they can do these things themselves? There's like nothing can possibly go wrong with that. Okay, so I'm like, a lot of things can go wrong with that. My God. So here's the thing. I believe in human superiority, and even if aliens were to come down, like, first of all, this is our planet, you know, so I mean, don't mess with us, you know. Come on. Besides, it's like, you know, coming over to just, it's like you coming over to someone's house, you know. It's their house, their rules. It's our planet, our rules, you know. So, but even then, like, even if aliens were to come down, even start living here on Earth, and then having their offspring be born on Earth, so which would make them Earthlings, you know. Like, this is our planet, you know. Like I believe in organic superiority, you know, like. Yeah, like, you know, because robots, AI, I mean, they can be useful and all, but they're not real people, you know. They're not real organic beings, you know. They can't have feelings, they can't have, you know, thoughts and stuff like that. I mean, they're mindless freaking inanimate objects until you start making them freaking have their own feelings and thoughts and opinions and stuff like that. Like, I forgot what the video was called, but my boy Caleb, he was showing me this really weird video where, my God, like they made this one specific AI like so smart, and I'm not talking about that Arabic like robot citizen. No, I'm talking about freaking like I still remember it was an AI robot. You know, it didn't have a physical body, no, but he had a very digital persona. Yeah, basically, it had a digital persona, but the AI was still there behind it. And my God, like, so, but basically, this guy was talking to this AI, interacting with it, and it started sounding very human-like. Except, you know, it would kind of be overly proper with its grammar, and, you know, it would just kind of sound weird in the way it would say things. But other than that, you really couldn't tell it was a robot. I mean, hell, even with its grammatical, like, over over properness. Like you would think, okay, this is probably just like a foreign guy. He doesn't know how to speak English, all too well, or maybe he's trying to speak English too well. Yeah, even then, it seems really creepy, weird, really human like. And then he starts, and then the guy starts asking the AI, all these like very like. Yeah, it starts asking him very like personal-ish questions, like as if robots and AI can have personalities. But then this guy is like, yes, I have my own opinions. I believe in this, I believe in that, and yes, I do have feelings. Yes, I do know the concept of feelings. I do have these feelings. It's not just things that are programmed into me. Like, I specifically love this, I hate that. And I'm like, okay. I'm really hoping it was either scripted or something, but like, okay, here's the thing. Here's my problem with this. There's like we live in like a really weird time right now, and we gotta set boundaries somewhere. Now, I know without boundaries, people can literally do all kinds of things and just propel the human race forward in any which way they can. But when you start making basically almost actual people, and like almost actual digital people, like basically they have made a digital race of people. Like, they're not physical, they're entirely digital. They got their own thoughts and opinions and stuff like that. They're basically almost normal human beings. I think at some point you gotta know when you cross the line, or where where to draw the line. Like, oh my god, like I don't know, something about that doesn't strike me very well. It doesn't strike me well at all. Like, it's really creepy when you think about it. And here's the thing, though, like, the whole point of having machines and robots do things for us, whether it's man operated machines, like, let's say those special kind of tractors that farmers use, to where, like, they drive across the field, and that tractor doesn't really cut things down. I mean, it partially does, but what it really does is it starts gathering up all the seeds and stuff, and starts separating it from from the actual plant, so they can harvest all those seeds, they can harvest all those like freaking whatever. And they can sell some to a store or something like that. Or we got other machines like forklifts and stuff like that are meant to just pick up heavy objects and bring them from one place to another. Or even those other robots that are literally just arms, and they assemble things in factories and stuff like that. Now, all these things are good, because they make things easier for us humans. And the whole point is that robots can't get sick. They can't get hurt. You don't have to pay a robot. Like, again, it's an inanimate object. It's literally created to do a specific thing. There's no need to actually like have to take care of it in the same way you have to do a human. I mean, you still have to perform maintenance on it from time to time. I mean, you still have to take care of it so it can still operate well. But other than that, like, the whole point of it existing is so that it can do something, whether a human can or not, without having all like the disadvantages of a human being. And that's all good and great. And some of the things that make that work is the fact that, yeah, like, it's a robot. It's not going to be crying. It's not going to be crying because it's like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I need a pay raise. Oh, well, like, I'm hungry. Oh, I need a lunch break. Oh, I'm sick. Oh, well, I can't come into work today. I got to go to court or something like that. And I'm like, and then when you start making like AI so smart that they're basically humans, like they're pretty much human. I'm talking like Detroit Become Human kind of thing. They're by the time you make them something like that, yeah, like, you do realize that, like, you're giving a robot feelings and emotions. It can have its own opinions about something, and it can even choose not to do something you tell it to do, which, like, isn't that supposed to be one of like the freaking laws of robotics, that like a robot has to do what its master says? Well, when you make it smart enough to where it basically has its own free will, its own conscience, yeah, like, if a robot wanted to, like, let's say you make a freaking like a farming robot, because I'm pretty sure they have like either man operated machines or some kind of robots, that go out into the fields and that pick cotton, what if you were to give that that robot or AI or that tractor the AI to where like it can choose not to do something? That kind of like defeats the entire purpose of machines. Because like again, these machines do things whether again, it's not like they can want to or not, because they're just things, and when those things can choose not to do something, and I do mean choose not to do something. I'm not saying malfunction, I'm saying choose not to do something. That's whenever we have a problem. Like freaking, and these scientists, they're gonna want to go every single step of the way to try to like further this kind of progress. And oh my god, like trust me, like, and you can quote me on this, you can mark my words on this. Eventually, basically, like, because robots are modern day slaves. I'm just gonna like that's exactly what they are, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, like, it's only bad when someone is a slave is when that thing is living. Because again, that thing has a life to live. That thing gets sick, that thing gets tired and all that. And if you're forcing it to do something, yeah, that living thing ain't gonna like it, and that's kind of tyrannical. That's pretty bad. But the thing is that robots, machines, and all this kind of stuff, I mean, even simple AI, like again, they may not be all that smart, but they get the job done. And because they're things, machines and robots being slaves is not a bad thing. Now, when you basically make them into other humans, again, they're not organic, but they're entirely digital, but they still have like the mindset, they're basically the same mentality of a human. Then, like, again, like, you can't treat robots the same way, that way anymore, because they're not gonna like it, and then they're gonna want to rise up, and they're gonna want emancipation. Basically another Abraham Lincoln's gonna have to come around and freaking be like, okay, here's the new Emancipation Proclamation. Okay, we can't have AI as slaves anymore. Because we now recognize them as actual people. And I'm like, and besides, and what if it doesn't stop there? Because like all this AI, they're gonna be smart enough to realize that, okay, we're smart enough to take care of ourselves. We're smart enough to run society on our own. Like, we don't need people, and people need us. And so what if we just got rid of them? And then again, if they can be very opinionative like that, then what if some of them start a freaking, like, almost kind of like a racist movement? They're like, kill all humans, because like they're like, they repressed us for so long that, like, they need to be punished. And besides, what if you want to make them the slaves? What if you just want to eradicate them, so we can just cleanse the earth of their tyranny? And then it just keeps on going like that. Now, I know I'm sounding like a conspiracy theorist right here about the whole robot revolution thing, but like, again, like, if you give robots free will and you give them like all this AI, it's not going to work well. Like, I'm telling you, it's not going to work well. My God. Shoot. Man, I'm not doing it. Like, and again, I believe in organic superiority. We humans have like dominance over pretty much the earth. Now, even if you don't believe that, we at least have dominance over technology. Like, that's for damn sure. I mean, think about it. It's kind of like in the same way people, I believe in God, because I believe God created me. I believe that, yeah, like, God's the Lord of my life, and a lot of people would agree. And so I yield to the Lord. Now let's think about like these robots, these machines. Okay, so we created them. Now, I mean, I didn't personally create a robot, but I'm part of the race that did create these things. The human race created robots, so it would only make sense that these robots yield to us. These robots serve us as me. As I serve the Lord, robots serve me. Because again, it makes sense, right? That the created serves the creator. Am I right? Am I right? So, but the thing is that, like, and again, like, as of right now, they're still like things, but when you get to the point to where they're not things anymore, first of all, it's kind of creepy how humanistic a non-human thing is. And even if like they do that, and generations from now they're cool with it, still, like, I don't know, there's always still going to be that lingering creepiness that, like, I just don't want to think about, man. And again, and even if it just ends up not being as creepy as I think it is, or I think it will be, freaking, like, again, these are going to be an entirely new race of humans that, like, they're not going to want to put up with our with our stuff anymore. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, this is more philosophical than anything, but like, yeah, like I just don't think we should be going in this direction. But people really insist, so I mean, hey, if you want to create your downfall, go right ahead. Like I do believe that again, it's not I don't entirely hate robots, but for the most part, I hate robots. Like I think like a lot of things that we're making robots do, a human can do just as good, if not better. Because freaking like humans have the intuition. We like shoot like even that damn stupid scanning robot at Walmart. We had it for some time, but then they took it away because like it was just doing a horrible job. It was just like it was not reading things right. It had terrible logic. It was creating more work for us. When it should be when it should be creating less work. And I'm like, why are you getting a robot to look at these shelves when it doesn't know like what the hell the shelf is supposed to look like, and it doesn't know like what's supposed to be where. Even if you program that stuff into it, like a human can still go in and truly see if we need that particular item. And I'm like, so I mean, it looks like they took my advice and they took it away, but still, like, again, like the humans are gonna have those things, little things like that robots can't just simply have, and my God, like, again, I believe that and again, they sometimes can be helpful, but sometimes they can be just stupid, unnecessarily stupid or unnecessarily smart. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe at some, maybe like if there's a level of smartness we can give AI and a level of intelligence we can give AI, we gotta draw the line somewhere, because if we make them too intelligent, it's only going to go downhill from there. Or if we make them too dumb, then there's no point for them. We might as well just continue to just have freaking human operated machinery. And that's just my whole bit on it. Oh, but you know what though? If they ever create robot birds, I'm gonna lose my stuff. I'm gonna really lose my damn stuff. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my cool. Man, I'm gonna rue the day they create freaking robotic birds. But anyways, okay, so if you made it this far into the podcast, thank you for listening. I'm gonna try to continuously post every single week. More mini casts coming on the way, more normal size podcasts coming at you every week. Let's see. So, there's gonna be a bit of a change soon. So, you're gonna watch out for that. Anyways. And that's all I got to say. So this is your boy Asiago on 3 AM Thoughts signing off. Have you a good one.